there's cutouts, and then there was cutouts like we did in Oakland.
Hot dogs here.
Whatever you could imagine, people submitted. In a year where no fans, those were our fans.
Cutouts replaced fans during the 2020 season. But there was one section in the Oakland Coliseum that held special meaning for fans who wanted to support a hometown hero.
The fan base just absolutely embraced it. It was awesome.
Stephen Piscotty was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals in 2012. He had just signed a long-term deal with the team in 2017 when he got a phone call.
I picked up the phone, and it was my mom, and she had told me that she was diagnosed with ALS. I didn't believe it.
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, is a degenerative disease that robs the body of muscle control. Piscotty wanted to go back home to the Bay Area to help take care of his mother, Gretchen.
I can't imagine being 2,000 miles away from all of what's going on.
The Cardinals and the A's worked out a trade that would send Piscotty to Oakland so he could now help care for his mother while playing for the A's.
The right way? You want to do it the right way?
While she was sick and quite frankly suffering, she wanted to use kind of the platform that we had through the A's and even with St. Louis and the story around that trade to do something that could hopefully help.
5 months after the trade, 55-year-old Gretchen Piscotty passed away. 2 years after her death, the A's wanted to honor Gretchen Piscotty as part of their cutout project.
How can we step it up and incorporate something that's very meaningful to us as an organization? And obviously, Stephen being our right fielder, creating the foul ball zone here in right field was perfect.
For $148, each fan received a cutout, a signed photo from Piscotty, and if a foul ball hit your cutout in the ALS Cure project zone, he promised to sign it.
I was thinking, oh, well, it'll be a cute little thing. We'll sell a few and it'll be whatever.
The A's quickly sold out, filling all 1,200 seats in sections 106, 107, and 108.
Ended up being one of the most successful fundraising events of our charity's history.
Chris Dorito bought a cutout for 2 of his boys, Nolan and his son Dominic, who has autism.
Dominic and Nolan were seated in the section, not even next to each other. They both got a foul ball. They were both hit. And the fact that Dominic actually got to catch a foul ball with something that he would never be able to do without the circumstances, I mean, that I think is pretty amazing and pretty cool.
But for the former Oakland Coliseum usher, Brian Mulhern, getting hit became a lot more than just catching a ball.
I got hired to be an A's usher back in 95, I guess, 1995. I worked for the Warriors and the Raiders for the last 22 years. I thought about the cardboard cutouts because at that point I was thinking I'm not really even going to come back to the ballpark ever again.
In May 2019, Mulhern spotted himself on ESPN and realized he needed to find out what was wrong with his ailing back.
I don't know, I guess I thought I was hiding it better as far as my gait and the way I was moving and stuff, but it was pretty obvious I was in bad shape.
In January of 2020, doctors would deliver the devastating diagnosis. Mulhern had ALS.
Felt like, I don't know, like what have I done to deserve this type of thing?
What is your prognosis?
It's all odds. So they say 3 to 5 years is what they tell you. The initial prognosis was pretty heavy because, I was on that downward spiral at that point where I was losing my ability to walk and stuff.
In May, Mulhern returned to the Coliseum for the first time since his diagnosis to see the seat where his cutout had been hit. At first, Mulhern wasn't sure if he could get out of his wheelchair or down the steps, but he soon discovered he was a lot stronger than he thought and his strength was met by a welcome surprise.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, here he is.
I just want to thank you guys for being part of the ALS Cure Project Cutout section. It means a lot to our family, and we share some of the feelings about ALS.
It's a tough diagnosis, as you know, because nobody can tell you what you're facing. It is a journey. You and your mother together, just the way she looked at you, and she was just so proud.
I hope your journey is very, very long, but I think, looking back in the time that I spent with my mom, it was emotional. I don't look back on those memories, even though things weren't going how we wanted. I don't look back on those memories in a negative way.
Of course.
Just because, she was sick, it didn't stop us from having fun. And I hope for you that is the same.
Mulhern said his conversation with Piscotti brought him joy for the first time since his diagnosis and the courage to return to the ballpark this season to see a game.
He made that point that it's not bad memories for him. All that time for him was good. And that's what I look at. It's teaching me that you could beat the odds. We accept the odds and the averages of what we're going to get, but we can hopefully beat them. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. Get through, yeah!
There's still a lot of life to be had. There's a lot of hope. Hearing that, it hits me in my core because I can relate, and I know what he's going through. So I'm just glad I was able to bring some happiness.
Yeah!